like to welcome to the process of hip hop all the way from North Philly, my boy Casanova Kid, a.k.a. Barn. What's going on, homie?
Good. Everything's good, man. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, I appreciate you joining the process of hip hop, man. One of the first episodes of 2021.
Love it.
You're chopping it up, man. So again, thank you so much. I wanted to start with, man. I visited your IG page, man. I was so impressed, and just to kind of give some background to people that not knowing. I mean, some of our millennial hip hop heads may not realize the elements of hip hop. It is the producer or the DJ, the artist, the breakdancer, and the graffiti artist. Those are the elements of hip hop. And so we are gonna be talking with, again, an artist that has been around for a long time. And man, I just wanted you to kind of tell us briefly about your background, man, and how you got started in artistry.
So I represent the Casanova family. That's not a gimmick. That's my last name. I'm probably one of many artists in my family. I've been drawing since I was 6. I'm 40. I'm gonna be 48 this month. So I never gave up. It's just something that's in your heart. The shapes and colors and stuff like that. Mind you, I'm colorblind. So I can't tell you how I, come up with these colors or whatever, but it works for me. Later on in life, I was 14 years old. I ended up meeting some guy named Far, F-A-R, in North Philly. And I was just, I loved it. I loved the fact that they were able to take the alphabet and make it their own. You know what I mean? Just like that flavor. And of course, hip hop. If you're not drawing with music, harmonizing, making it happen, it's not gonna come out the way you want. You're never gonna be satisfied. Always incorporate music, man. It's a major factor. I grew up Puerto Rican and Black and Cuban, so you already know. We already have flavor. Black, come on now. So, and remember, Black is not a race, it's a culture.
Yes, indeed.
And that's what, yeah, man. And that's where graffiti came from, man. Just being able to be different. I wanted to be different. So, when I would write on the walls, I wrote backwards. There wasn't no rap. I always wanted to be different. So I never wrote my name frontwards till recently. I didn't know how. So I just kept practicing, but I had my hand backwards though. And I would write Barnyard. And that was named by my mother. Because I used to leave the door open in the crib, so she named me Barn. And it came out with a couple curse words, but that was my name.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But it's a blessing, man, to get noticed after all these years, man. I thank you for reaching out to me, man. It means a lot to me because what I do on IG is I try to inspire people to be different, man.
Yeah.
Try to think outside the box,
Yeah.
But I told my son, I said, Pop, I don't know why this guy's reaching out to me, and he was like, why not? And that's because I'm a product of my own environment of what I see. We settle for, why not me? That's what my son said. So, I really thank you for having me, man. It's dope. I love it, man. It just inspired me to go hard 2021, bro.
Yes, indeed. And for those that haven't seen your IG page, you got to check it out. I'm gonna definitely give you an opportunity to tell us the address, man. But when I was looking at it, and I think with graffiti art, and see me growing up in Cali, in LA, graffiti has like a different tenor and tone here. It's definitely, it's kind of always looked at, it's associated with gang culture, and then it has that vandal aspect, and the East Coast flavor was a little bit different. And I remember watching Beat Street, to be honest with you, man. That was the joint. You and I about the same age, right around the same age. And so I remember watching that, and that was my first, I would say that was one of my first forays into graffiti as an art. and really like, just like we think of a Picasso or a Monet,
Yup.
these are individuals, and you touched on something that, you know, hip hop culture
Yeah, man.
in large has always taken things and improvised and changed. What were some of the, my question to you, like what were some of, you came from a family of artists, were there other artists or other, you know, films or things that inspired you when you first started out?
Oh, well, it's funny that you say that because where I was born, it was around the corner from where they were filming Rocky.
Oh yeah, okay.
So at 7 years old, I don't know if it was Rocky 3, I'm not sure, but they had an art contest and it was a Black History joint. And I did one on Cecil B. Moore. That he was a public figure in Philadelphia, big public figure, Cecil B. Moore. And I won. So my prize was to run with Rocky in the movie.
Oh wow.
So I got that credit. And that motivated me to, I said, if I could run with Rocky, I could run with anybody. I just got to be different, you know? And I never stopped. Every day I wake up, I'm excited to see what my hands will do. It's amazing, man. My life is good for me. Before I'm an artist, I'm a father and a husband. I can't do art without being that. You know what I'm saying? So I handle my business. But it jump started. I'm not trying to get ahead, but it jump started to the point where I believed in myself so much, I never stopped graffiti. I always try to scheme in my heart to try to be different. And it paid off because I think I am different, respectfully, but I inspire. I'm not fooling myself. I'm humble. I'm a humble cat, man, when it comes to that art. You know, gotta take your hands on anything.
Yes,
Whatever you do that you use your hands with, gotta take that. You gotta be humble. Never forget when you scribble. You know what I mean? So growing up in that hip hop culture, man, I couldn't do it without music. Like those four elements, man, for real. And I appreciate people that came before me to make this possible. It's just a higher influence. In Philly, like you said about that B Street, remember the bull Spit?
yeah,
That he was Xing people out?
yeah.
In Philly, you never want to be known as Spit. You get that?
Mm-hmm.
That's that's where they at with it right now. You don't cross or X nobody out. It's a no-no.
Yeah.
And it ain't about versing each other. They kicking each other asses right now. They shooting each other and anything over walls.
Right.
I had to get off the walls because what broke my heart was my art being buffed. I hated it. You know what I mean? So I had to climb higher and higher. So as young bulls, we was standing on each other's shoulders to get higher.
Now,
You know?
for those that don't know, real quick, explain that. Explain exactly, because again, we got some young heads maybe listening. So explain when you say buff, what exactly? Explain what that means.
Um, you had to fight with your own people and the organization of anti-graffiti.
Yeah.
So basically, either anti-graffiti buffed your shit or somebody that did a piece went right over your tag. So a piece is cool to erase your tag because it's a piece with multiple colors versus just a simple tag.
Right.
So you had two types of organizations that would buff your graffiti. Either the next man that knew how to do pieces that went over your tag, or anti-graffiti, which was an organization to keep Philadelphia clean.
Right.
Now Philadelphia has immunity walls. So basically, there's walls in Philadelphia. You could just go up to it, mop, X amount, do whatever you want, just as long as it's a piece. You can do whatever you want. Cops don't bother you, nothing. You know what I mean? So buffing didn't set right with me. I didn't like it. So I got off the streets. I ended up doing canvases and paperwork. So now they can buff all they want. I got all mine. I'm sitting on 3,000 pieces right now. 3,000 from 2003.
Mm. Do you
Now,
do you see public? I would say, if we jump back to the '80s, especially early '80s, you know, graffiti art was really only understood by hip hop heads. But I think
the
as
culture.
you know, you have individuals like Basquiat and Lee Quinones, Fab Five Freddy that have pushed the culture. In the past, they pushed the culture of graffiti art to where people that I'll just say intelligent people understand that it is a bona fide art form. And you would
Yeah.
never, what you just described, you would never walk into, a museum and touch someone's artwork. You would never even dream of that. You would never dream of that. But that for whatever reason, the perception of graffiti art has always been it's vandalism. You're tearing the city up. And not expression. But I think that's changed definitely over the last, I'll say 20 to 25 years. It's definitely been more embraced. Have you seen that as an artist?
I've seen people lawmakers change their decision when it came towards graffiti because they couldn't handle it. You had artists on every platform going out there and making something beautiful. It's just the colors are more vibrant. You ever notice that the color wheel does not exist in graffiti?
Yeah. Good point.
And you in college.
Yeah.
And you got to know whether the red is in the brown family, the yellow's in canary, Come on, man. Listen.
Right.
Listen, ain't no color wheel here. Whatever you got in your hands, whether it was bumper chrome, ultra flat black, that's not on the color wheel. Ain't no ultra flat black on the color wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Those were our colors. Bumper chrome, ultra flat black, fat caps. We made our own fat caps. We were putting the needles, burning them with the lighter and make it the hole bigger. Come on, man. Mm-hmm. Now they buy fat caps. What the hell?
Yeah. Man. Now, when you transition, you said part of the reason you transitioned to canvas was, because you wanted your art to exist the way you intended it to. But was it also, again, from a standpoint of being able to share your art, curated and I'll say not uninterrupted, but not bothered. You were able to share it better on canvas. Is that the trend with graffiti artists, you would say, today?
I would say no. For the respect of digital, I respect that. I dabbled in digital. Me personally, like I told you, I'm different. The reason why I got off the street was because there's some side effects to graffiti that I didn't like about myself. In graffiti, you got a scheme. So as young bulls, we would all hop in a car, take 95, take it down, and just look at all the rooftops. How can we get up there? So the scheming part, I didn't like about myself. And plus I was stealing cans. I didn't like that about myself either, because I had a pocket full of cash. It was just knowing that I took them steps to write my name on the wall that bothered me. Because I didn't like that I was good at scheming. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be jumping on these roofs, doing all this and that, messing up people's property. You know what I mean? And they're gonna buff it, erase it, and I'm gonna spend all that time. I might as well just go, get some supplies, put it down on paper, and let everybody else do whatever they want.
Right.
But I did damage in Philly, and I'm not proud of it. So basically, now that I'm older, if somebody graffiti on my garage, what am I gonna say?
Yeah.
Like you said, the millennials, and bulls is hanging by shoestrings off the highway. Crazy. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. What do you see, man, in the next as the, what do you see as the future? We have technology. We have, I would say there are arenas for graffiti art, but as a person who's been in the game for a long, long time, decades now,
Yeah.
see as the future for graffiti art?
Well, you know, they're using fire extinguishers now. So there's a company called Crink, and he fills the fire extinguishers up with this paint, and they doing top to bottom. I don't know if you know what that is, but in Philly, Philly's known for top to bottom. These bulls was doing top to bottom in the 80s. And what it is from the bottom of the building to the tip, top.
Using
Your whole name.
using a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, back then they didn't have that. So back then, you try to get as high as you could by yourself, or if you were on somebody's shoulders.
Right.
But right now, in this age, graffiti is at a crazy ass level. You know, we say millennials and everything, but you know what? These boys are superhumans, man. You know, when we shot a 3-pointer in basketball, we celebrated. Now, what do you see all day? Half courts.
Yeah.
Come on,
Right.
man.
Right.
The game is boring. It's not the same. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So these cats, I give it to them, bro. These cats is climbing, and they going bigger and better and badder, and it's worldwide. Brazil, UK, these boys is they climbing. But the thing, in all respect of it, is that the one thing that I studied, and this is why I'm glad that I studied my art so much, is that Los Angeles, their graffiti is way different. Their graffiti is Chicano, calligraphy. In the 80s, when I see my first graffiti calligraphy, come on, man, that shit was bananas.
Yeah.
You know, you got La Quinta, which is, La Katrina, I'm sorry, La Katrina, where you see like the women with the clown nose and come on, man, that graffiti, they on another level. And then you come down to the East Coast, these boys is doing block letters, the size as houses.
Yeah.
It's called mopping. So now these boys is mopping. And that's the future of graffiti, where these bulls are mopping their names and then going over with a shadow or whatever. I don't know how they're doing it, but if you look at the graffiti right now, as it stands, it's at its all-time best, bro, because these companies are making it easier for people to tag up or make masterpieces.
Yeah.
Because now what it is that even lawmakers are saying, you know what? Let's not off that. That's art. Let's leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
Definitely.
Come a long way, brother.
Yeah. Definitely in LA, man. It's I would say you've seen an increase over the last 25 years.
Beautiful thing.
Murals and just, I mean, art pieces of graffiti that are just, I mean, and then what has helped it is social media has helped, I'll say, spread the word, where people are able to view others' art pieces from around the world. And you have those individuals who are in charge, or I'll say lawmakers who get wind of, let's not, like you said, let's not take away the skill. Let's not suppress that. Let's actually encourage individuals to do that. So that's interesting you say that. Now, what would be, I know your IG page, man, but for those that are listening and watching, man, what would be the best way for people to stay in contact with you and what you're doing?
My IG page is Casanova Kid 215. If you go on there, you know, I'm different. Like I said, I do my videos and everything. But it's just pure inspiration, man. Like, you reached out to me, you had that vibe that I was good money. And I love that about myself, man, because if I don't love that about myself, I can't give you no support. It'd be fake love, bro. I'm not that dude.
Yeah.
So on my Instagram page, Casanova Kid 215, you know, it's just gonna be a whole variety of different stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From charcoal to pencil. I just dab with everything, man. I'm not scared, bro. Like, give me a broken glass. I'll make something out of it, you know? I've been doing wood burning. I did wood burning for 12 years, bro.
Wow.
Graffiti, wood burning, bro.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's
So
incredible. You know, that I don't know how how y'all do that, man. But it's so creative is what is
yeah,
astonishing.
listen, I wanted to show you real quick. I had pulled this archive, John, a 2003 Black History Month poster that I won first place.
Oh yeah,
Just want to share it with you real quick.
definitely.
Look,
Oh yeah, that's dope.
so everybody died.
Yeah.
Everybody died. See the Twin Towers?
Yeah, all the hip hop artists, Twin Towers.
Died.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's dope, man.
Just great accomplishments, man. And this is not schooling, bro. This is culture.
Yeah.
I didn't go to school for this. It's in my heart. But I couldn't do it without music. You know what I mean? It's the process of hip hop.
Yes, indeed. And the four elements, man.
Yes.
I cannot stress this. If they fit together, that's how hip hop
Harmony.
is born.
It's
Absolutely.
harmony.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir, man.
Well, Barn, a.k.a. Casanova Kid, thank you so much for joining the process of hip hop, man. Much love and prosperity for
Thank you
2021.
for having me, man. 21, bro. I'm gonna come out with new flavor, bro.
Yeah,
But
well,
I'm never gonna forget where I come from, bro. Reach out to me, I'll help you. Remember, artists support artists. Graffiti is life. Hip hop, one.